Control your mouth, because the words you speak are the seeds of your future. Every time you open your mouth, you are either building a bridge or digging a grave. If you cannot master your tongue, you will never master your life. Silence is often the loudest statement of power. When you react to every insult or give an opinion on every topic, you are leaking energy that should be used for your growth. Stop explaining yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Stop gossiping about others, because it reveals more about your character than theirs. Use your speech to command respect and to state your intentions with clarity. If your words do not add value or provide a solution, keep them inside. A disciplined mouth is the first sign of a disciplined man. Control your mood, because your emotions are a compass, not a steering wheel. If your temper is short, your progress will be slow. You must become the master of your internal state, regardless of the chaos happening outside. When you allow someone to make you angry, you are giving them remote control over your nervous system. Take that power back. Maturity is the ability to feel an emotion and choose a logical response instead of an impulsive reaction. Discipline your mood through movement, through breath, and through the realization that most things are not worth your peace. You do not have to show up to every argument you are invited to. A steady spirit wins the long game, while the emotional person burns out in the first mile. Control your money, because if you do not, it will control every decision you make for the rest of your life. Money is a tool for freedom, not a badge for your ego. Stop buying things you do not need to impress people you do not like. Every dollar you waste is a minute of your future life you have sold away. Learn the difference between an asset and a liability. An asset puts money in your pocket, while a liability takes it out. Wealth is built in the dark through sacrifice and delayed gratification. If you cannot manage a small amount of money, you will never be trusted with a fortune. Respect your resources, and they will take care of you. Financial discipline is the foundation of true independence. Control your mind, because your thoughts are the blueprint for your reality. Your brain is a high-performance machine, but if you do not program it, the world will program it for you. Filter what you watch, what you read, and who you listen to. A mind filled with fear cannot see opportunity. A mind filled with doubt cannot take action. You must kill the victim mentality and replace it with a conqueror's perspective. Your mind will try to protect you by keeping you in your comfort zone, but nothing grows there. Force your brain to focus on one task at a time and ignore the distractions of a noisy world. When you conquer your mind, you have conquered the world, because there is no enemy outside that can hurt you if the enemy inside is dead. The journey toward absolute self-mastery requires a relentless obsession with the fine details of your daily conduct. When we speak of controlling the mouth, we are speaking of the gatekeeper of your reputation and your internal energy. Most people fail because they speak before they think. They allow their tongue to run faster than their brain, and in doing so, they reveal their weaknesses, their insecurities, and their half-baked plans. To control your mouth is to understand that silence is a strategic advantage. In every room you enter, the person who speaks the least is often the one who observes the most. Observation is the source of power. When you stop talking, you start seeing the truth of the people around you. You see their motives, their fears, and their lies. By holding your words, you force others to fill the silence, and in that silence, they will hand you the keys to their character. You must treat your words like currency. Do not spend them cheaply. If you promise something, you must deliver it, or your mouth has made you a liar. If you are angry, stay silent, because the words spoken in heat are the ones that cause the most regret. A man who can hold his tongue when his heart is burning with rage is a man who can conquer any enemy. Your speech should be used to build, to instruct, and to command. It should not be used to complain. Complaining is the ultimate sign of a weak mind. It tells the world that you have no control over your circumstances. Instead of complaining about the rain, find an umbrella or learn to walk in the storm. Your mouth is the rudder of your ship. If you let it swing wildly, you will crash against the rocks of social ruin. The mastery of your mood is the mastery of your chemistry. You must understand that your emotions are biological signals, not commands. Just because you feel a surge of anxiety does not mean there is a threat. Just because you feel a surge of anger does not mean you should strike. To control your mood is to create a space between the stimulus and the response. In that space lies your freedom. The world will constantly try to provoke you. Your boss will be unfair. The traffic will be slow. Your partner will be difficult, and your body will feel tired. These are all tests. If you react emotionally to every external event, you are a puppet on a string. Anyone who can make you angry can control you. To be unshakable is the greatest form of strength. You must cultivate an internal environment that is independent of external conditions. This starts with the morning. If you wake up and immediately check your phone, you are letting the world dictate your mood before you have even stood up. You are inviting the stress of the news and the vanity of social media into your sanctuary. Instead, claim your morning. Use movement, use cold water, use silence to set your baseline. When you go out into the world, carry that baseline with you. If someone cuts you off in traffic, stay centered. If a deal falls through, stay centered. The goal is not to be a robot. The goal is to be a mountain. The weather changes, the wind blows, and the snow falls, but the mountain remains. A stable mood allows you to make decisions based on logic and long-term goals rather than fleeting feelings. Money is the physical manifestation of your discipline and your value to society. To control your money is to stop being a slave to the consumerist machine that wants you broke and dependent. Most people are working jobs they hate to buy things they don't need to impress people they don't like. This is a mental prison. Breaking out of this prison requires a radical shift in how you view a dollar. A dollar is not something to be traded for a temporary hit of dopamine. A dollar is a soldier that works for you. When you spend money on trash, you are killing your soldiers. When you invest money, you are putting those soldiers to work to bring back more soldiers. You must develop an allergy to debt. High-interest debt is a financial cancer that eats your future while you sleep. To control your money, you must track it. You must know exactly where every cent goes. This awareness creates a barrier against impulsive behavior. If you cannot say no to a luxury you cannot afford, you have no character. True wealth is built through the boring, repetitive habit of spending less than you earn and investing the difference. It is not about the car you drive or the watch on your wrist. It is about the freedom to walk away from any situation that no longer serves you. Financial control is the ability to look at a temptation and realize that your peace of mind is worth more than a status symbol. When you have control over your money, you lose the desperation that clouds judgment. You can think clearly because you aren't worried about next month's rent. You gain the power of no, which is the most important word in the language of success. The mind is the battlefield where the war for your life is won or lost. Every action you take begins as a thought. If your mind is a garden full of weeds, your life will be a mess. You must become a ruthless gatekeeper of what you allow into your subconscious. The modern world is a war for your attention. Companies spend billions of dollars to figure out how to keep you scrolling, keep you distracted, and keep you afraid. A distracted mind is a weak mind. To control your mind, you must practice the art of deep focus. You must be able to sit in a room alone and think clearly without needing a screen to entertain you. Most people are terrified of their own thoughts, so they drown them out with noise. You must do the opposite. Confront your thoughts. Identify the limiting beliefs that were programmed into you by your parents, your teachers, and your environment. If you believe you are a failure, your mind will look for evidence to prove you right. If you believe you are capable of greatness, your mind will find the opportunities to make it real. This is not magic. It is the reticular activating system of your brain, focusing on what you deem important. You must feed your mind with high-quality information. Read the books of the greats, study the failures of the weak, and constantly challenge your own biases. A controlled mind is one that can hold two opposing ideas at the same time without losing its balance. It is a mind that stays focused on the mission when the body wants to quit. Integration of these four pillars creates a person who is virtually unstoppable. When your mouth is disciplined, you don't leak power. When your mood is regulated, you don't lose focus. When your money is managed, you don't live in fear. When your mind is sharp, you don't lose the war. This is the path of the elite. It is a lonely path because most people are too lazy to do the work. They want the results without the restraint. They want the crown without the cross. But you are different. You understand that the price of greatness is self-regulation. You understand that every time you choose discipline over desire, you are leveling up. This is not a temporary phase, it is a lifetime commitment. There is no finish line. You must guard these 4 gates every single day until your last breath. The moment you relax, the ego will creep back in. The moment you think you have arrived, you are in danger of falling. Stay hungry, stay humble, and stay in control. Your life is the sum of your choices. Choose to be the master of yourself, and the world will eventually have no choice but to follow your lead. The conclusion of this discipline is the realization that these 4 elements are interconnected. You cannot master your money if you cannot master the moods that drive you to spend. You cannot master your mind if your mouth is constantly leaking your plans and energy through idle talk. When you tighten the grip on one, the others begin to align. True power is not found in controlling others, but in the absolute command of yourself. By silencing your mouth when provoked, you preserve your dignity. By steadying your mood when under pressure, you maintain your clarity. By guarding your money with intention, you secure your future. By directing your mind with focus, you create your destiny. You are the architect, the guard, and the king of your own life. This mastery is not a one-time event, but a daily practice of choosing long-term respect over short-term comfort. The world is designed to distract you, bankrupt you, and keep you emotional. To resist these forces is the ultimate act of rebellion. Stand firm in your resolve and let your transformation be the evidence of your discipline.